Hello and welcome to Camp Xbox. It's August, which means it's my birthday and I'm another year older, and the best way to celebrate is to talk about 5 original Xbox party games. I'm not talking about Halo or fighting games, though those are good for parties. I'm talking about specifically the party genre, games with a strong focus on multiplayer, generally with mini games that are quick to pick up and play. If you've ever played Mario Party, we are talking about games like that. All footage was captured off of an original Xbox, and I'd like to thank my campers and camp counselors for their support. But let's go ahead and hop into this one. First on today's list is an obvious one, Fuzion Frenzy. This one was an Xbox launch title on November 15th, 2001. This might come as a surprise to people who watch a lot of my videos, as I famously don't love Fuzion Frenzy, which I'll get into that, but an Xbox party game video would be pointless without this game in it. I will say, alone, this game isn't great, but with a group as this game is intended to be played with, I could see a good amount of people getting a kick out of this one, and it seems like many of you are fans. Also, it's easy to access today since it's backwards compatible on every Xbox console as well as PC. This game is pretty simple to get into. You pick from a set of characters and play in a series of minigames in a futuristic setting. There is no overarching board or connector. This game is just about winning the most minigames. You can play alone or with up to 4 other people, which I've done that before, and I won't say it's my favorite party game for today, but it is going to give some good entertainment. When it's good, it's really good with some fun standout minigames like Sumo, which just give me this one mini game and I'll have a good time. Here, everyone is in giant balls and you hit each other off of a platform. The physics are fantastic and it's fast, but easy to keep going back to. You have another mini game where you go up a giant spiral and you have to dodge and jump over different elements that come at you over and over. I also like a few of the vehicle-based missions that resemble the light cycles from Tron. There are a few other highlights, but I do feel like there is a lot of repetition, such as the racing tracks that are just the same thing over and over. I also think the minigames where all you do is attack each other over and over are a bit underbaked and are once again repeated. This game has a ton of minigames, but not many different types of minigames. Yet, I will say if you bring this out at a party, do you think a lot of people are going to care about that? No, probably not. It's about playing a few fun games and you get to be competitive. That being said, the aesthetic is strong, fitting the Xbox vibe. It's got grungier neon colors and it's weird with a dystopian future. The attitude is a little more in your face, but still appropriate for all ages, and also the music is funky and a lot of fun, easily one of the best parts of this game. As far as aesthetics go, this is pure Xbox, so there's at least that, and it can be a somewhat fun game, but the selection does get better from here. Next up is Kung Fu Chaos. This came out in 2003 and was developed by Just Add Monsters, who you might know better as Ninja Theory today, developer of the Senua games, which this is a complete far cry from. Kung Fu Chaos is a very goofy party game, and it's exclusive to the original Xbox. I've gone over this game a few times on the channel, and it keeps coming up because it's so fun and different, though it should be noted that the humor hasn't aged the best. But outside of that, I do think a lot of this is a loving ode to classic kung fu flicks. This game is all based around the idea that you're making a film. Your goal is to make awesome action scenes for the movie. This has you going through many different scenes where your main goal is to fight enemies. Sometimes you'll get new goals, like making it out of a falling stage alive. There's also various smaller mini games along the way, which are usually fast-paced, quickly timed games. This can all be done in single player, where you go from film to film, but in multiplayer, you do the exact same thing, except you're fighting your co-stars. The camera keeps moving and the stage will always change and it's chaotic. Chaos is the best keyword here because you are always in movement. You might be fighting your enemies, but you gotta fight the stage too. It keeps the combat always moving and it never stops. With so much going on, it doesn't feel like one seasoned player can destroy, as they can die to the elements. Along with that, the combat is very simple to understand with minimal button presses, which makes it feel easy to play but still satisfying to use. It's what party games are meant for, and on the Xbox, it has that little bit of edge to make it stand out. I really love the use of colors here with a lot of bright elements. If you love martial arts classics, this fits right in, with some great sets and places to fight in. It's cutesy and not exactly pushing the Xbox, but it's a unique look which I can always appreciate. Throw in awesome sound design and fun music, and I think you have a really good time and a fun package. This one unfortunately was a disappointment in sales, and Monsters credits Microsoft as the big issue because they didn't promote it well, which I kinda have to agree with them because I never heard of this one until way later in my life. Hopefully more people will get to play this one today. Unfortunately though, this one has never been made backwards compatible on any Xbox after this one, and is only playable on the original Xbox. Next on today's list is Super Monkey Ball Deluxe. This was released in 2005 by Sega and is backwards compatible on the 360 but not modern Xbox consoles. This is a collection of both the first and second Monkey Ball games. These were GameCube games, but it was cool to see them debut on the Xbox, and this also saw a PS2 release. Since this is a combo of both the games here, you get a whole ton of stages. The main game has you rolling around different maps and reaching a goal. It's awesome stuff, but today we're taking a look at the party games. The major thing about this game is that it has an almost completely different set of games hidden under it and offers so much replay value. It's perfect for parties, just for playing one minigame, because all of them offer tons of choices. This isn't like picking a minigame and just playing it. You have different pin sets for bowling, different boards for monkey target, or even multiple billiard styles. Each minigame has customizable rules, so you have a lot to pull out of just one. It really makes you wish that this got some online support, because it would rock to be able to play this online with someone else. There are a lot of mini games here, but one of my favorites, and I know many others love it, is Monkey Targets. Here you slide off a ramp and fly to your goal. You try to land on time with harder and harder boards. It's simple and works well. Also, the sports related ones are extremely fun too. I really enjoy the simple tennis mode, and bowling works exactly as it should. Yet the billiards one kept me around the longest. I think the monkey ball style fits it perfectly, and I can spend hours on this one. There are other billiards games on the Xbox, but the arcadey feel of this one hits right, as does mini golf, which feels right at home in this game. You also have Monkey Fight, which is a simple game where you punch other monkeys off of a board, which is like Fuzion Frenzy Sumo, so I was into it the whole time. It's simple and entertaining. You also have a few different racing modes, one on track and one on water. Not my favorites here, but they're good for a bit. You have soccer and two shooting mini games here as well. One is an arcadey light gun style game, and Dogfight has you flying around and shooting other monkeys. It's maybe the weirdest of the bunch, but it's still a great time. All of these games combined make for a party game with a ton to do, and one that will find its place with many different people. If you're looking for a fun party night, this is a great package to hop into. Hole in one! Next up is SpongeBob SquarePants Lights, Camera, Pants. This was brought to us by THQ on the Xbox, but also saw releases on the PS2 and GameCube. This one is also backwards compatible on the Xbox 360, but not on modern Xbox consoles. I put this one on today's list because I wanted to play something new and give you my reaction. I had never played this one before. I heard it was like Mario Party, so I'll go ahead and tell you my impressions with it. In this game, a TV director in Bikini Bottom is making the next Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy episode, and he's hiring a new star. So all the residents of the town compete against each other in games to raise their popularity so they can star in it. This is a 4-player Mario Party style game where you do a whole mix of minigames. There's no board though, much like Fuzion Frenzy. It's just about winning a bunch of minigames over and over. This can be done in a standalone tournament mode, but to unlock all the minigames, you have to play the story mode. Luckily, the story mode is completely multiplayer, which I always think is a fun co-op experience with friends. I feel like back in the day, this would have been a great sleepover rental. This game is a mix of hit and miss minigames. Some are fun. I really enjoyed one where you're 2v2 in the Krusty Krab, where one uses button combos to put in an order that's placed by the fish, and the other serves up the order. It tests your teamwork and speed, and this one really soared. Yet the fundamental issue here, and with a lot of the other minigames today, is that they're way too long. Each is about 4 minutes long, which Mario Party hardly ever breaks into that territory. Sometimes it does, but not for every every minigame. It makes it a slog to get through some of these, like one where you just bounce ingredients back and forth to each other. It lasts for way too long at 4 minutes. This would have been fine for a minute, but this just feels egregious. Though I admit there is no bad minigame that I played, unlike Shrek Super Party, which is a really rough game that I didn't even want to throw in today. There's a minigame here that's like Flappy Bird before Flappy Bird, which I thought was pretty cool. There's one where you work with a partner to get all the weights on for Larry, and I do think this game is really cute. I like its style, and it looks surprisingly solid with voice work that is as good as the show. Some lines do repeat, but I do think it was surprising that there were specific voice lines for most of the minigames, which was more than I was expecting. So from my impressions, it's decently fun. I think every other game here today might be a bit more entertaining, and mainly that's because the minigames here are way too long, but it's at least decent. I don't think this is a bad party pick and would be really solid for a co-op playthrough. Just don't expect anything incredible here, but expect to have some fun with a few friends.
Up. Your wish is my command.
The final game today is Whacked. This was developed by Presto Entertainment, which this was their last game. This one is an Xbox exclusive that released in 2002 and is backwards compatible on the Xbox 360 but not modern Xbox consoles. I covered this one in another video not that long ago, but much like Fuzion Frenzy, an Xbox party game list would be incomplete without this one. This was part of the Xbox Live Beta testing kit, which made it a fully online party game, but of course it's perfectly playable with split screen and even system link play. This game is set within an evil game show where a bunch of insane cartoon characters, all representing the 7 deadly sins, fight to win. You go across multiple arenas and you beat the crap out of the other players. These are simple battle minigames, but they do have a bunch of special things about them. You collect things like bats and mallets and you hit other players to gain more points. The controls are simple and easy to understand. Though the controls are a bit tanky, it feels fine for a game like this. Though this party game is going to lean into the more adult side more than Fuzion Frenzy. Though not mature, the violence is definitely amped up here, so think of a nice high school party or something like that. It isn't all about beating the crap out of each other though. There are other goals in the minigames, such as the King of the Hill mode where you knock everyone off the point. You also have a mode where you hold on to a trophy for as long as possible. Yet my favorite was the dodgeball mode where you chuck dodgeballs to knock enemies out. The physics are wacky and the mix of dodging and hitting works extremely well. All of that is done in some fun areas, and there's a good variety of everything to do. It's good for a laugh as well, with tons and tons of dialogue to go through. Every character has a silly personality that could be better explored in the single player mode, yet the multiplayer is the true showcase here, and luckily, even if you're alone, you can play this one online. If you're part of the Xbox Live replacement service Insignia, it is playable on there. Whacked is a hidden gem, Xbox exclusive, and is one of my favorites today. Definitely check this one out if you never have. Alright, well that wraps it up for today. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, it really helps me out in the algorithm. Subscribe to keep up with more videos like this, and let me know what was your favorite party game from this generation, or maybe what I should cover next. And I want to give a huge shout out to my YouTube channel members. Thank you so much for your support. You really help out the channel, and I'll see you here next time at Camp Xbox.